Alrighty guys, welcome back. This is your host ID Jester. Welcome to Ascension, the deck building game. So it's a pretty cool, really good, fun little card game that you can pick up on Steam. It is really, really cheap right now on Steam. It's only like, I think it's like $3.50 or something. And with that, you get a whole bunch of expansions and stuff. There is an expansion you can buy, which I did buy. But yeah, this game has been out for a few years, so I'm just going to go through the basics here and play a match, show you guys how the game plays. If you haven't played Ascension yet, it's definitely worth your time, especially on how cheap it is. I haven't played Ascension in a long, long time. We used to play face-to-face back with my gaming group, but since I don't have a gaming group anymore, it's been a long time since I played Ascension, so it's always good to get back in, and especially how much you get for the cost. So if we actually go to menu, and that's not where we want to go. We want to go to App Store. Is that where we want to go to? All right, so you can see here, Return of the Fallen expansion included in the base game. Storm of Souls included in the base game. Immortal Heroes included in the base game. Rise of Vigil included in the base game. Darkness Unleashed included in the base game. Realms Unraveled included in the base game. Dawns of Champions included in the base game. Dreamscape included in the base game. War of Shadows included in the base game. The only one you have to actually pay for is the Gift of the Elements, which I did pay for. Each of these add new and cards to the game and some new mechanics. But we're going to just play with just the base set for now. And then you can choose which expansions you want to add in. So Immortal Heroes feature new trophy monsters and events and introduces Soul Gems. This one here features new cards and introduces energy shards. So there's all kinds of ways to expand on this. The base game, I guess, is a little basic, which is fine if you're looking for a quick, easy, basic game. But like I said, you got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 10 expansions you can add in, which adds all kinds of new rules and changes things and adds new cards and stuff. So let's go ahead and create a game. It's just going to be us versus the computer. And if it's, you can play up to 4 players. So I'm just going to play a 2-player game, which is kind of normal. One thing we didn't actually look at was the promo cards. There are a bunch of promo cards we also have as well. But like I said, we're just going to play the regular Ascension game, no expansions. And I haven't figured out, this looks like it's human. This looks like it's computer. I'm not sure why it's like half filled up. Let's see if we choose somebody else, if that makes any difference. Maybe it's just the portrait. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and start. So it does have music in the game, but I've turned the music off right now as I explain things, and then maybe later on we'll turn the music on. So here's the basics of a deck building Ascension game. Both players start with 10 cards. They're the exact same 10 cards. You're going to shuffle it up. You notice we have 5 cards out in front of us and 5 cards in our deck. You have apprentices, which have runes. Runes, think of runes as your money. You want to buy things, cost money, or cost runes in this game. You collect these, and you can buy things with them. And then you have militia. Militia have, I think they call it fate. Basically, that is like your combat power. If you want to defeat enemies, monsters, like this tormented soul here, you need to have combat power, or fate, I think is what they call it. I forget, but it's been a while. So you collect these. You play your 5 cards. The opponent has the same 10 cards you start with. Then you have this center row, which has a bunch of monsters and heroes and stuff you can either purchase or destroy. So up in the top right-hand corner shows you what you need to be able to get that card. So a Urha Initiate costs 1 fate, or money in this case, and it gives it a power, draw a card, etc., etc. So we can add 1 fate, add 2, 3, 4 fate, and 1 combat power. There's always these characters over here, which are mystics. You can buy for 3 fate, and they give you plus 2 fate. Heavy militia you can buy for 2 fate, which gives you 2 attack power, or you can always attack a cultist with 2 combat power, and it'll give you 1 victory point. So the name of the game is victory points. There is 60 victory points in the middle. When all those are used up by you and your opponent, then you're going to count up all your victory points that you have in your victory points, plus any cards that you purchase that have victory points down in the corner. So you can see this one's worth 3, this one's worth 1, this one's worth nothing. But of course you get different abilities. So right now we have 4 fate, 1 combat power. 1 combat power will get you nowhere. You can do nothing with 1 combat power. So that's, just keep that in mind. Can't do anything with 1 combat power. But we do have 4 fates. You see it highlights all the different cards that we can purchase. So there are heroes. There's 4 different factions. There's the Enlightened faction, the Lifebound faction, the Mechanica faction, and one other, I forget the name of it. But I'm sure we'll see it here sooner or later. So there's 4 different factions. There are heroes in the game. There are monsters. There are constructs. Constructs are a little bit different than heroes. Heroes you play out in front of you. Constructs you mostly play down on the table, and they give you some kind of reward that's ongoing forever and ever until they either get banished. Banished means discarded means put in your discard pile. Banished means put in the void, gone out of the game, completely gone. So you can see if we buy this guy for 4 fate, it's an aligned hero. Defeat a monster that has a value of 4 or less without paying its cost. So we could just defeat this tormented soul by playing this guy next time he's able to play. So we're going to purchase him, I think. Yeah, why not? And then we're done with our turn. All of our cards we use go into our discard pile, and we draw our next 5 cards. So you got the same hand that I had, which is 4 apprentices and 1 militia. So it's going to give him 4 fate and 1, or 4 rune and 1 fate. It's kind of the default. The chances are you're going to either have 4 and 1, or you're going to have 3 and 2, one or the other. So we're going to play all of our cards. Nothing special there. So if we bought this one here, it would give us 2 runes. And if we've played a Lifebound hero this turn, we're going to gain 2 combats as well. So we had already purchased, remember we can look at our purchase or our discarded deck. We already bought an Enlightened hero, so it's not a Lifebound hero. So if we play this one, it doesn't do anything for this card. Go away, thank you. So Lifebound heroes, each of the different factions kind of has their own color. So Enlightened is blue, Lifebound is green, Mechana is brown, and I have to think of what the other faction is. So what are we going to do? We could get the Temple Librarian. We discard a card. If we do, we're going to draw 2 cards. You know what? We might get this one, gain 2, and then if we buy another Lifebound hero of some time. So we have 1 and 1, which lets us do nothing again, so we're going to end our turn. So we know the computer's going to have the same hand we just had. He's going to buy an Enlightened hero. All right, now you notice some of the cards we purchased are starting to come back in because once you've used all your draw deck and they go into your discard pile, you shuffle your discard pile and bring it back over here. So you'll start to actually play some of the cards. So you can see this is going to gain us 2. If we had a Lifebound hero, we'd get 2 combat. So we're going to try and look for some Lifebound heroes. There is none on the table, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's go ahead and play everything there. So end up with 5 this time. What can we do with 5? This one here lets us draw a card and then banish a card in the center row so we can kind of prevent our enemy or our opponent from getting a card if we think he might be after a certain card. I'm actually going to buy a couple heavy infantries. Actually, that's cost 2. Cost another 2. Again, 1 combat doesn't let you buy anything. But we'll start getting these heavy infantry in and get some better attacks. So, okay, he's going to defeat a monster there. Gave him 2 victory points. That's what the star symbols are, victory points. You can see since he has 2, we have 0 down here. And there are 58 left in the pool for us to draw upon. So defeat a monster that has a value of 4 or less. So sometimes you want to play your cards in specific orders because if I just play them all out at the same time, you could run into some issues where if I defeat a monster, I might get to banish something or I might get to remove a card from my hand. So sometimes you might want to not play everything at the same time. I'm going to do it just for simplicity's sake so you guys can see. So we're going to play this. Defeat a monster that has a value of 4 or less without, I don't need any combat value. We have the Mistake of Creation, which costs 4, so we could defeat it. We're going to gain 4 victory points and may banish a card in the center row and or a card in your discard pile. So we are going to do this. We're going to get 4 victory points. We can now banish a card in the center row and or a card from our discard pile. So you want to try to get rid of some of the cards that you started the game with. Militia are always usually good, especially if you got a couple heavy infantry already. So we're going to get rid of our militia. You banish a card in the center row and or a card in your discard pile. Okay, so probably have to decide if we're doing something in the center row. You know what? We're not going to be able to attack this guy. So, oh, he's unbanishable. Interesting. So we can't banish him. I don't like this one. Let's banish that. So if we look at the cards, so they have the cost up in the top, the card name, the faction, the special ability, some text, some just flavor text, so it doesn't really have any game components or anything, just for just for fluff, I guess. Victory points down the left, bottom left, and in the bottom right hand corner shows you how many different cards there are of that type. So you can see there's 3 little pips here. That means there's a lot of those cards, as opposed to, say, this one, there's only 1 of those cards. I think that means there's 3 of these cards. So we're going to banish this card. Now we can banish one from our draw discard. So we're going to banish our regular militia, get rid of that guy. Remember, we still have all these cards down here. Right now we have 0 and 0, but we can just play all. So you end up with 3 and 1. 1 again, 1 combat gets you nothing. Draw a card, you may banish a card in the center row. Or we can just go with a Mystic, which gives us 2 instead of 1. Alright, we'll do that. And now we can't do anything else, so end our turn. That's pretty much Ascension in a nutshell. So he gets to play this. He gets to, what was this? Draw a card. He may banish a card in the center. So he banished one of the cards. Now he's buying this construct, put it into his discard pile. He got to do lots of things. He's currently got 3 victory points. We currently have 4 victory points. We got our Templar again. So we'll be able to kill that creature. Might as well do that. We're going to gain 2 victory points and banish a card in the center row. We are going to banish. Again, you don't have to. It says you may banish. It's not you must. You don't have to do that. In fact, you can click none, as you can see there. We're going to end up with 4 rune, or 4 money. So I would try to get something we can purchase that we would like. We could buy a 2 and a 2. We're not going to be able to afford this. Defeat a monster at the cost of 6 or less. Let's get rid of that one because I don't want my opponent to get it. And in fact, we might get something better. We got the Shadow Star. So once per turn, it's a construct. Once per turn, we gain 1 combat value. So we will buy that actually. We need to actually play the rest of our cards. There we go. We could buy that. And we have 1 left, so we're going to gain this as well. All right. Oh, Void is the other faction. So you have Enlightened, you have Void, you have Makana, and you have the green ones, which was... what were they called? Lifebound. There you go. So those are 4 different factions. All right. Just wanted to clarify that up. All right. So he's put out a construct. We'll look at that here in just a second. He's got 4 to buy, and he gets to draw a card. He bought a heavy infantry. You can always look at your opponent by clicking on the bar up here. This shows you his cards coming up. It also shows you his constructs, if he has any out in front of him. So with this one, he has the Rocket Courier X99. So once per turn, he may acquire another Makana construct. You may put it directly into play. So instead of going in your discard pile, you can put it right out in front of you, which is super good. So we have this one here. We still need to get a Lifebound hero so we can start gaining some extra combat. There is no Lifebound heroes, so that's something to keep in mind when we can banish things. We can banish the Makanas, or the monsters, or the voids, and try and get the things that we need. So let's just go ahead and play them all, because it doesn't matter this time. So we do have 2 combat value. So again, 2, you can always beat up a cultist, which gives you a victory point. So let's see now how you do things in certain order. Might be so we can gain 2. You may pay 1 less. You acquire a construct this turn. Void hero, we can gain a combat and draw a card. Let's buy that, and we'll buy that as well, and be done. No, we'll beat up the cultists for a victory point. So we have 7, we have 3, that equals 10. There's 50 left because we started with 60. So he's got a lot of combat, 2, 4, 5 combat. So he was able to take out this. You can click on the log here to see what he did. Drew a card. Alright, and he beat up the Sea Tyrant, which gave him 5 victory points if an opponent has more than 1 construct. We have 0 constructs out, so didn't get to actually use that ability, but alright, so let's see what we got here. We have this. which is a hero, we're going to gain 1 or 1. Right, so we got 2, 3, 1, 2. So we have to decide if we want to do we want the combat, which would take us to 4, but that doesn't really help us. We could beat up 2 cultists. Or we can get another rune, which should take this up to 3, which would let us buy this. Or we can buy a mystic. Or we can buy the wolf shaman, which is a lifebound hero. So I think we will buy this and get that. We'll get the wolf shaman. There we go. Oops. We can beat up a cultist for a victory point. And now we can end our turn. So he's got 3 attack power, 3 purchase power. He gets to draw a card. Alright. So now we have this construct. So when we put this in play, notice it actually comes down here in front of us. It just stays out. So as long as this is out in front of us, we're going to gain 1 combat every turn because this is just sitting out in front of us. It doesn't cost us as a card. We'll still draw 5 cards. We're actually going to play this one first because that'll give us a combat value and let us draw a card. We don't have anything that's monsters that are 4 or less. Normally you don't see this many monsters. There are 6 cards out in the middle. 4 of them are monsters, and 4 of them are pretty high monsters. 6, 6, 6, and 7. These are pretty hard for this early in the game. So if we had that lifebound hero, we get this bonus, but we don't. So let's just play that. 2, 3, 4, and 4. Let's just buy this Yggdrasil's staff. So once per turn, we're going to get, it's another construct, so it'll be out in front of us. Once per turn, you can gain combat. And once per turn, we could spend 4 rune power to gain 3 victory points. Obviously, victory points, very important to winning the game. There's also worth 2 victory points at the end of the game. Yeah, we don't have much of a choice right now. But it's good we waited because now we actually have a monster we can defeat. With our Templar. So we're going to gain 2 victory points and we can banish a card in the center row. What are we going to banish? I'm thinking about banishing this. So 5 victory points, draw 2 cards, gain 3 victory points, take a card at random from each opponent's hand, and add those cards to your hand. That's pretty nice, too. Is he going to have enough attack power to kill one of these guys, is the question. I'm going to kill the Duke. The Duke of Lies. You've been banished. Get out of here. Alright, so we still have 2 combat values, so we can beat up a cultist for a victory point. We now have 11. Computer has 10. It's a very close match. So he's actually going to get to draw a card. Gets rid of the Void Hero. And there we go. We got 1 combat value. Notice we still have our 5 cards. We got it from our Shadow Star down here, our construct. Once per turn, gain 1 combat value. So, nice. Let's just give us... right. So constructs are cheaper for us, but there is no constructs on the table. But we still will get 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get 2 combat value. So for 5, Arbiter of the Precipice, it's 4. Draw 2 cards, and we can banish one of our cards, which is good. We can start thinning our deck, getting rid of some of these crappy cards. So we want to buy that. It's always good to do that. And now, good thing we waited. We have 3 attack power. We got another Mephit that came out. Get 2 victory points and may banish a card from the summary row. He's got 2 constructs. What are his constructs? Once per turn, you may acquire another mecha construct, put it into play immediately. Once per turn, you may put a mecha construct into play, including this one, draw a card. Right. Let's get rid of this construct. I don't want him getting any more constructs. And now we can end our turn. Okay, beat up a couple cultists and bought a heavy infantry, so he didn't have much he could do that turn, which is good. We got our 1 combat power from our Shadow Star. Shoot, I wish we had just 1 more. Shoot. Because we're going to get 2 and 2, which gives us 5. If we had 6, we could kill the Earth Tyrant. Ah, bummer. We also have this hero. If we would have had a Lifebound hero, we would get an extra 2 combat. Still trying to get that Lifebound hero. We're going to buy another one of those. We're going to buy a Mystic and beat up a couple of cultists. 2 of these guys. And be done. Oh, he beat up that guy. And a couple cultists. He had a good turn. Very powerful. What's this? Draw 2 cards, banish a card in your hand. Alright, well. We will banish this, obviously. Well. This is 4, and we either go up to 2 combat value and get a victory point from killing a cultist, or we go to 5. 5 would let us buy this, which allows us to draw 2 cards. I really like the 6 because I need the Lifebound hero. It would also give us 3 rune power. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. Alright. Let's be done. Oh, he destroyed it. Wow. Oh my gosh. He is suddenly up to 24 victory points. He's got a good little chain going with all of his cards. And you can play a whole bunch of cards and you're manipulating different things. That's when you got a really good deck. So this is right. Alright, so that's another construct. Gives us 2 combat power now, 1 each, and then I can spend 4 to gain 3 victory points. We can play this, draw a card. Let's play our Enlightened Hero and gain 4 victory points. And banish a card in the center row and or a card in our discard pile. So we will do that. We're gonna banish this guy. And we're gonna banish Apprentice. And then got a couple more there. So I only ended up with 2. Alright, we'll buy one of those. And we'll beat up a couple cultists. They're at 21, he's at 24. Not too bad. Beetles Eternally, hey, what's going on, my friend? And he just bought a card. Bought another card, and he'll be done. Okay. So, Wolf Shaman. Let's just draw a card. Alright, so we ended up with 7. We can get Citra, Weaver of the Stars, which allows us to acquire here without paying its costs, and pay it on the top of our deck. That's really, really good. We're going to buy that for sure. And we have 4 attack power. Let's... Huh. We can actually beat up 2 cultists, which gives us 2 victory points. This guy would only give us 1 victory point and 1 rune power, which 1 rune power will do us nothing. So I think it's... Although we could take it, if we kill this, then our opponent can't. Yeah, I think it's worth beating up the cultists. There we go. Beetles Eternally, did you ever play this? Ascension? Yep, he did beat it up. Okay. Lucky him. He's got 27 victory points. There are only 10 victory points left in the center. We need to get... He's got 27, we got 23. We need to make sure we can get those. Alright, let's gain a combat and draw a card. Defeat an enemy. So we ended up with 4. Crap. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the Void Hero. And we get the Initiative as well. Might be too late. Might be too late. We got 0 victory points that turn. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, actually, that's right. We can beat up a couple cultists. Our 25, he's at 27. It's going to come down to... oh, yes, we can actually play this and beat up another cultist. Right. Right. So, 27, 26 is going to come down to the wire here. Beatles generally says, yes, I played a bit. It's pretty cool, but I prefer Magic the Gathering, and I have a program that allows you to play with every card, every printed, either solo or online, and it's free. Well, that's a pretty awesome program. Alright, so there are now 4 victory points left in the center. You can get more if you can get more. Like if I killed a monster and it said get 5 victory points, We get 5 victory points. We wouldn't just get the 4 and end it. So you can get more than that. Unfortunately, we didn't end up getting a very good. Let's see. Draw 2 cards and banish a card in your hand. Okay. Let's banish this guy, I guess. Two, 4, 5. Okay, this might work out. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7, which allows us to kill the Avatar of the Fallen. Reward, we're going to gain 4 victory points, and we can acquire or defeat any card in the center row without paying its cost. So we can acquire a card, or defeat any card, or acquire any card from the center row. Oh, this is worth 3 victory points. This is worth 3 victory points. So, right. Okay, so we will do that. So it's 30-30 right now. And we can... might as well acquire the most expensive card out there, which is this one. It's going to give us 3 victory points. And now we still have 2 cards, which allow us to gain... let's see, how are we going to do this? Gain 2 if we play a Lifebound Hero, and... crap. It's not going to matter if we choose combat or if we choose money. 3 is not going to get us anything other than a Mystic, which isn't going to matter because they're not worth victory points. Combat of 1 gives us nothing. If I want it, let me know. Yeah, I definitely would love to have that Magic the Gathering program. That would be awesome. That would be super, super good. Let's just go ahead and just put it there. That's fine. Maybe if we buy this, it'll draw a card and it was something we can buy. This is worth the victory points. Nope. So we have 2 left. This will actually end the game right now. Let's see what happens. So it's 30 victory points, 30 victory points. It's going to come down to who has the most victory points and their cards at the end. Dun, dun, dun. Why are we going another round? Maybe it only ends once somebody... Oh, nope. Oh, I must have started the game. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that. So I was player 1. I had 30 victory points from the pool. 33 in cards for a total of 63. Player 2 had 31 victory points from the pool and 32 in cards. He also had exactly 63. So that means it's a tie. Oh my gosh. Wow. Came down to the wire. That was... Beatles Eternally, you have another one that plays 75%. Yeah, and that one is very good. Yeah, sure. I'll take it. Take it. I'll take it. We're going to play another game. We can add in another set. The ROTF. Actually, let's go back and see what the ROTF. That's going to be App Store. ROTF is going to be Return of the Fallen. Return of the Fallen introduces the Fate mechanic and includes 65 center card decks. So new cards, and also introduces the Fate mechanic. So we're going to add in that as well. Okay, that sounds good. Create the game. So the Fate mechanic, show you here in a second. Let's see if it pops up. Okay, here we go. So cards, some of the new cards actually have a Fate mechanic on them. So when they come out, it immediately happens. So in this case, it says, when this enters the center row, banish all cards adjacent to it. So there was a card here, poof, it got banished immediately. So that's what the Fate rules are. Plus, we'll see some new cards now because we've got 65 new cards to play. You sent a friend request on Skype. All right. Actually, let me check something real quick here, guys. Huh. Looking to see if I've got that. I don't see a friend request. I'm just. No. Yeah, if I don't do it right now, then I will forget. Let's see if I could just copy this in. That's why I'm doing it now, because search Skype. Let's see if I can do a search. Huh. I got two people with that name, but nothing with a 1 after the end of it. See, well, probably shouldn't. Let me view profile and see if I can. Oh, this must be you. Okay, I see. Wait, what happened? How the frickety frack do I send a? View profile. Contacts, add contacts. Alright guys, sorry I need to get this done, so we'll get it back to the game here in just a second. I can add participants, create group, call, contacts, search, All right. Should have gotten something from me if it was the right one. Settings. Yeah. All right, let's get back to it here. So let's see what we have here. Play all my cards. Oh, we got 5 fate right off the bat. That's nice. Acquire a hero that costs 3 or less without paying its cost. Place it on top of your deck. Sure, let's do that. End our turn. We're gonna go a little bit faster now. You guys know how to play. He got the 4-1 combo. We got the 3-2 combo. So at least we get to beat up a cultist. And now we can buy a mystic as well. Oh, I got all 5 again. Look at that. There's a lot of pretty big monsters out there, or cost. So we got 5, so we can buy the Blackwater Elite. A void hero, gain 3 combat. You may banish a card in your hand or discard pile. And let's see what he got. Draw a card. Banish something. And then he bought a construct. And a mystic. Alright. We're going to play all of our cards here. Acquire a hero that costs 3 or less. We'll do that. It gives us 2 and 2, which means we can beat up a cultist and get a heavy infantry. That's fine. Alright. She's got 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't buy anything either. Yeah, we're kind of stuck in this. Let's see here. Discard a card if we do. So we'll discard that. Draw 2 cards. Go ahead and play everything. Banish a card. Yep. Banish our apprentice. So 5. 3 combat. Gain a victory point, then steal 2 from an opponent with the most victory points if they have more than us. No, they do not. Shoot. But you know what? I want to buy that so he doesn't steal 2 from me. Right? Or gain 3 victory points. You may banish a card that is. You may banish a card. You may banish a card that is adjacent to this. Actually, I want to buy this one. So, let's buy it first. You know what? I am gonna buy that just so he can't steal 2 of my victory points. Heavy infantry. All right, let's do it. Okay, good thing I did, or he probably would have stolen some victory points from me. I can just play everything, because We'll buy a Mystic and a Cultist. Alright, acquire a hero that costs 3 or less without paying its cost. Wow, there are nothing out in the middle that's 3 or less. That sucks. Sucks! Let's do this first, because maybe, just maybe we'll draw something. There we go. Not that I want that. I don't like that card. So we'll buy Mystic, I guess. And be done. Because this card, you get to draw a card, so it just pays for itself. You don't get any bonus from that card. So he's going to kill the Mephit. And banish a card. And what is this? Draw 2 cards. Oh, when this card enters the center row, each player may draw a card. Okay. So I get to draw a card. Oh, wait. What's this? None. What? Each player may draw a card. So why does it say none? Why was I not able to draw a card? Huh. Discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards, so we'll discard. Actually, discard this. Alright, so Void Hero. You may banish a card in your hand or discard pile. Alright, let's see what we have. Let's get rid of, actually, we do have a Militia. Let's get rid of the Militia first. Then we can just play everything else. Alright, so we ended up with 4 and 5. Hello, Al, Red Sox fan. Hello, hello. Draw 2 cards. Every other player may draw a card. Then you may banish a card from the center row. Once per turn, you may banish a card in your hand. If you do, gain 1. The black hole, you say. Yeah, I'm going to buy that. And then I'm going to kill the Ravenous Gorf. Do I want to kill this card? Is the question. Or banish this card. No, I don't. Alright, end your turn. Am I feeling better? Yeah, slightly better. Slightly better. Alright. He's got all kinds of fancy things going on in his turn. So first thing we'll do is play this, which is a construct, so it'll play down in front of me permanently. It'll give us 1 combat value for the rest of the game. Then we can get this, and this, this. So 5 attack value. Look at that crap. We needed 6. Let's buy first. Hoping that we would get something, but we didn't. So we'll beat up a couple cultists and end our turn. Hopefully we can get something better. He's going to buy a couple heavy infantry. In this case, there's not much we can do. We're just going to play them all. May banish a card in your hand or discard pile. Well, we got nothing in our discard pile. That sucks. Which is fine. We'll banish this. Because we'll still end up with 4. There's nothing for 5 anyways. So, I'm actually going to buy this thing. And my turn. Oh, nope, 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 nope. We want to beat up a couple cultists, don't we? So we'll draw a card. Black hole. Once per turn, you may banish a card in your hand if you do gain a combat. Right. If we do that, we'll get 3. We'll get 4 again. Oh my god, that's terrible. Once per turn, you may banish a card in your hand if you do gain. Okay, well, I would like to banish this one, not play it. Maybe I don't get to do that this turn. Maybe I have to wait. Okay, alright, then just play everything. 3 combat value does me nothing. Four. Buy this one for 3 and this one for 1. Oh, that's right. Beat up the cultists. Right. Wow, he's got 2, 4, 5. Oh, he was 1 short. Nope, he got it. So he killed the fire tyrant, and each opponent must discard a card. Well, son of a gun. Son of a gun. Well, alright, you pain in the butt. We're going to do this. We're going to kill this guy and make him discard a card as well. It says acquire cost of 3 or less. So we can buy this guy here. Gain 2 combat, draw a card if you control 2 or more. Banish a card in your hand if you do. Acquire mystic or heavy infantry, add it to your hand. Interesting. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Name a card, reveal the top card of your deck, and put it into your hand. If it is the named card, gain 3 victory points. I see. Draw 2 cards. I'm going to take that. What does she do? Discard a card if you do draw 2 cards. I guess I should have done that first. He may banish a card, and he's going to banish that. He's going to buy the scribe. Once per turn, you may banish a card in your hand if you do. Alright, so I got to figure out how to banish cards. That's not what I wanted. I got to right click on it. No. Huh. Oh, I see. I click it and then click on use. Okay. And then this, oh shit, what is this guy? Banish a card in your hand. If you do, acquire a mystic or heavy infantry added to your hand. Okay.
Did you talk to Brooke?
No? Oh, okay. Okay. So let's banish this guy here. And we'll get a mystic. And then we're going to actually use this to banish. Wait a minute. Let's return your banish card in your hand. If you do, gain 1 combat. So that would get us up to 4 combat, but that doesn't do a squat. Must banish a card from your hand. Yeah. Alright, banish you. And then we'll play you and you. Dandelion Witch. Draw a card, gain 1 victory point for each Lifebound hero you play or have played this turn, including this one. Alright, I want that. Viper Dave, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it, man. He's got 3 constructs out in front of him. We need to get rid of some of these constructs. He's got, let's return, draw a card if you control 3 or more constructs. Let's return, you may acquire another mecha construct. You put it directly into play. Let's return, you can put a Mechana construct into play, including this one. Draw a card. Yeah, we need the card that kills all of his constructs. Banish a card in the center row. Okay, let's draw that. Damn it! I need 1 more. Okay, let's activate their black hole. What? Wait, what? Each other opponent, then you may banish a card in the center row. Right. Let's get rid of these construct cards. When this enters the center row, banish all cards adjacent to it. Okay. Now, I should be able to play this. Let's banish this card here. The reason I'm doing this is I want the Sea Tyrant, because I can, if an opponent has more than 1 construct, that player must destroy all of his constructs except for 1. So he's going to go from 3 constructs to 1 construct. But I have to get... What? Why did it not? Oh, I have to banish the card. No, wait. Black hole. 2, 4. Okay, I can do it. 2, 4, 5. Shoo. There we go. We'll get the Sea Tyrant. And he's got to kill his... Well, he's got to ban... he just puts him in his discard pile. So eventually you'll get him back, but still. We ended up having 3, so we'll do this. End return. I wish they would do a digital version of Thunderstone, says Beatles Eternal. Yeah, that would be awesome. I love Thunderstone. Yeah. Look at all these cards you got to play. Wow. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Acquire a hero costs 3 or less without paying its cost point at the top of our deck. Well, this is an interesting combo because I can play this card, place it on top of my deck, right? And then I have this card here, which allows me to gain a combat and then draw a card. So whatever I put on the top of my deck, which would be this one. All right, let's do this. I think we can do it. Acquire a hero that costs 3 or less. So we're going to acquire this guy. It's going to go on the top of our deck. We're then going to play this, which gives us 1 combat and lets us draw that card. Then we can play this card, which gives us 2 more combat. If this is banished from your hand or discarded pile, gain 3 victory points. Okay. But we're up to 4. Now we can kill the Corrosive Widow, gain 3 victory points, and each opponent must destroy a construct he owns. Haha. Boom. Sorry, construct. Destroyed. Sorry about that. Let's do this and draw a card. We can actually get 3 more combat. Let's go there. And then we can take this for a rune and a victory point. Draw 2 cards, banish a card in your hand. Or gain a combat. Yeah, I think we'll do gain the combat value. Alright, end your turn. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We can still beat up a cultist. Yeah. Getting a electronic version of Thunderstone would be pretty awesome with all the expansions. Holy cow. That thing was yelling and screaming, wasn't it? Okay, let's see what we have here. So, discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Alright, let's do that first. And we'll discard the Mystic. We can gain a rune and draw a card. Acquire a hero that costs 3 or less. There's literally nothing out there that costs 3 or less. So you may banish a card in your hand or the discard pile. What's in our discard pile? Mystic, right. Sure, let's banish it. So, we're going to wait on this card until we buy some stuff. So once per turn, you can draw a card. Yeah, we want that. Acquire a hero that costs 3 or less. Place it on top of your deck. Buy Mystic, I guess. And then we'll kill that. Play our Mystic. Get back to 3, and now we can buy this Luger Stag that just popped out. And that was a pretty awesome turn. Yay us. Go us. Tomb Weeper. Wow. Okie dokie. Alright, well, let's draw 2 cards. Let's start off with drawing 2 cards, because that's cool. Then banish a card in the center row. Let's banish that. Oh, I got a new fate. When this enters the center row, each player may acquire a Mystic, put it on top of their deck. Do I want a Mystic on top of my deck? Yeah, I think I do, because that's fine. Now, we can take this Ari Sensei, banish a card in our hand. If we do, we acquire Mystic or Heavy Infantry and add it to our hand. So we're going to do that. We're going to banish the Apprentice. Boom, gone. Get a Mystic. We're going to play this Construct, which gives us another combat value. We're going to each Lifebound Hero. Oh, let's play this Lifebound Hero first. So we're going to gain 1 and a victory point. Then she's going to give us a draw card and get us a couple victory points as well. Then we're going to get to play this card, this card, this card. I'm going to buy this. It's not the bestest of powers. Once per turn, you can acquire a hero. You may put it on the top of your deck, but it's worth 4 victory points. There's only 4 left in the center, so game's going to be over shortly, so I want to get as many victory points as I can. Oops, and there we go. So there's only 3 left in the center now. This might be the last turn if he kills something. We gain 2 victory points. So we're going to get another turn. Okay. Interesting. So I have 2... Four, 5, 6. We're going to gain 5 victory points and draw 2 cards. We're going to gain 3 attack power, 2 more attack power. That's 5. So we're going to end up with 1, 2, 3. Opponent is more than one construct player, so that's worth nothing. That's worth 5 victory points. This is worth 3 victory points and 3 rune power. So this 3 rune power plus this would give me 6 rune power, which means I could buy this card, which is also worth 5 victory points. So we're actually going to kill the Wind Tyrant because it's worth 8 victory points as opposed to 5, especially since he doesn't have any constructs. We're going to take the Wind Tyrants. There we go. We'll take this for 2 victory points. Or 3, 4, 5. We can actually get up to 7. Or we could just take the 2 victory points and then the 5 from that. I think that's what we'll do. Take 2 victory points there. 4, 5. We'll buy this for 5 victory points and we'll be done. So right now we have 42 victory points. He has 27. He does get to go last. So there it is. So I had 42 victory points, 46 in cards for points. The computer had 27 in victory points and 39 in cards for a total of 66. So I won the match 88 to 66. So I did much better that time. Last time we both tied at 69 to 69. So I did a little bit better and the computer did a little bit worse. And most importantly, I won. Yeah, so that is Ascension with the... Which expansion was that? That was the Return of the Fallen. So literally, if this game appeals to you at all, I would highly recommend you pick it up. Like I said, it's like you get the base game, which includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 expansions. And then there's one expansion you could buy, Gift of the Elements. So with the base game plus 9 expansions, and you get them for like $3.50 or $3.99, or it was really cheap. So highly recommend you check it out if this is something you look like you might want. Pretty decent game, lots of variations. I could see myself playing this quite a bit, so we'll see. Anyways, Beatles Eternally, Al, Red Sox fan, everyone else that stopped out tonight, just say hi. Thanks a lot. My friend Al, Red Sox fan, Beatles Eternally, have a happy 4th of July. If we don't see you tomorrow, take care, everyone. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for watching.